In this session, we'll cover what are the key deliverables of the planning process groups, or of what are the main outputs that you might obtain from the overall, let's say, planning process group. So, deliverables from the planning process groups are the cornerstone of successful project execution. This session will focus on the two most significant outputs, including the project management plan, which integrates all planning documents into a cohesive framework, and also the work breakdown structure, which is the WBS, which organizes the project work into a manageable components. These deliverables ensure alignment with the or among the stakeholders. Also, it ensures the clear communication of the project objectives and efficient resource management. The project management plan overview. So the project management plan is a dynamic, integrated document that serves as a blueprint for all of the project activities. It consolidates all of these the subsidiary plans for scope, schedule, cost, quality, risk, the other more areas, ensuring the alignment consistency across all of the project. This plan evolves over the time, incorporating approved changes and refinement to maintain the relevance and accuracy. It, it's a comprehensive nature makes it an essential tool for guiding and controlling the project. But what are exactly is the subsidiary plans that we are referring to as the project management plan? Subsidiary plans provide focused strategies for a specific aspect of the project. For example, the scope management plans outlines the processes for defining and controlling the project scope, also minimizing the scope creep. Let's say for the schedule management plan, which provides guidelines for developing and managing the project timeline, ensuring activities and sequence are completed on time. A third example here is the cost management plan, which defines the budgeting, estimating, cost control mechanisms, ensuring the financial resources are utilized efficiently. So we are gonna go through each of these areas in more depth in the later sessions, but here are the key plans or documents that you need to expect when you are completing the project management plan. So you need to go through all of these, let's say, processes to produce these project plans. For example, you need to plan the scope management, and then you have the schedule management, the cost management, the quality management, the resource management, the communication management, and each of these plans as, let's say, an outputs of these processes. So, for example, one of the key, let's say, plans or key documents or key deliverables that when you complete the planning, the scope management, it's the scope management plan and the requirements management plan. These two project plans falls under the planning scope management. The same goes to the schedule management plan, cost, quality, the risk, the procurement, the stakeholders. So these are the key project plans that you need to expect utilizing to have an effective project management plan. And each of these are the process where each of these, let's say, documents or plans are made. For example, the performance measurement baseline need to develop the project management plan. Also, when choosing the right project lifecycle description or choosing which project, let's say, methodology that you're going to use, that can be found or can be developed when you are developing the project management plan. Cost baseline, the scope baseline, and the schedule baseline comes with the different processes like the scope baseline. You go when you create the WBS, then you come up with the scope baseline. Also, the when you are developing the schedule and you consider all of these sequences, the activity sequences, and all of these other related schedule and timing activities, then you come up with the schedule baseline. Determining the budget, which is one of the key processes that is involved to, let's say, to output the cost baseline. So you need to have a look on all of these, which we are gonna cover in more in depth. But this is a summary for all of these processes where it's made, and the let's say the key subsidiary plans that is produced by the project management. Key important deliverable here is the work breakdown structure, or the WBS. So the WBS is a critical deliverable that breaks down the project into a smaller and manageable components, ensuring the clarity and accountability. Each level of the WBS represent a deeper level of detail, from high-level deliverables to specific tasks, paired with the WBS dictionary, which provides a detailed descriptions and ownership of each component or each activity that need to be completed to establish the project. It becomes a powerful tool for defining the project scope and estimating the efforts and assigning the project responsibilities. To emphasize the benefit or the key benefits of the project management project management plan and the WBS. So the project management plan with its subsidiary plans and the WBS offers several benefits. They provide a clarity by documenting the project objectives and deliverables, scope, requirements, all of these detailed stuff, ensuring all of the stakeholders have a shared understanding. They foster the alignment by integrating inputs from various team members and stakeholders, reducing the risks of miscommunications as well. Lastly, these deliverables empower the project managers with tools for monitoring and controlling project activity, ensuring the alignment with the original plan. Let's now have a quick overview on the key steps that is involved in creating the WBS. So creating a WBS begins with identifying the major deliverables outlined in the scope statement. And don't worry, because we're gonna cover each of these scope statement, how to create them, how to create the scope management plan, how to come up with the scope baseline. But here is an overview on the key steps that is involved, for example, when creating the WBS. So as we say that these high-level deliverables are then decomposed to a smaller and more manageable components until each component is granular enough to be assigned, estimated, and tracked. The final WBS is reviewed and validated with the stakeholders to ensure completeness and accuracy, also to ensure that there is no missing activity or no missing deliverables in your project. What are the common challenges that you might face with its solutions when creating a WBS or the project management plans? One common challenge is the scope omissions or overlaps, which can lead to confusion and missed deliverables. This can be mitigated by validating the WBS with stakeholders during its development. Another challenge is the misalignment between the teams. By using the WBS as a central communication tool, teams can align their efforts and ensure the consistency in understanding the project objective. To have a practical example here, so consider a project to launch a new software application. And the major deliverables include requirement gathering, design, development, testing, and finally, let's say, the deployment. So each of these is broken down into a smaller task, such as find the requirements, develop the wireframes, or conduct user testing. So think as define the requirements is one of the key, let's say, activities under the requirements gathering phase, for example. Developing the wireframes can also come as under the design phase. Conducting a user testing can go under the testing phase. So this WBS provides the clarity, structure, and foundation, the foundation for assigning the resources and estimating the timelines. Here is an example of the common mistakes to avoid. So creating a WBS, when creating a WBS, that is either it's either too detailed or very high level, can hinder its effectiveness. So striking the right balance ensures the manageability and clarity. Additionally, failing to align the WBS with the scope statement may lead to inconsistencies, causing a confusion during the execution. Lastly, consider stakeholder input is a very crucial stage here. So overlooking their contributions can result in incomplete or an inaccurate WBS. To summarize our session here, as we say that the project management plans with the subsidiary plans and the WBS are the essential deliverables, the planning process group. They provide the structure, clarity, and alignment, ensuring the project objectives are clearly defined and achievable. By following the best practices for their development, validation, monitoring, and controlling, the project managers can create a robust plans that enhances the team coordination and the stakeholder confidence, ultimately driving the project success.